My best friend is a person who will give me a book I have not read. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. Folks are usually about as happy as they make their minds up to be. Whatever you are, be a good one. I'm a success today, because I had a friend who believed in me, and I didn't have the heart to let him down. When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That's my religion. My concern is not whether God is on our side, my greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. Books serve to show a man that those original thoughts of his aren't very new after all. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. Those who deny freedom to others, deserve it not for themselves. Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. I can see how it might be possible for a man to look down upon the earth and be an atheist, but I cannot conceive how a man could look up into the heavens and say there is no God. There are no bad pictures, that's just how your face looks sometimes. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. I have been driven many times upon my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. My own wisdom and that of all about me seemed insufficient for that day. I would rather be a little nobody, than to be a evil somebody. All that I am or ever hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. If I were two-faced, would I be wearing this one? Character is like a tree and reputation its shadow. The shadow is what we think it is and the tree is the real thing. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any one thing. No man is poor who has a godly mother. We are not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies. Though passion may have strained, it must not break our bonds of affection. The mystic chords of memory will swell when again touched, as surely they will be, by the better angels of our nature. Tact, the ability to describe others as they see themselves. Elections belong to the people. It's their decision. If they decide to turn their back on the fire and burn their behinds, then they will just have to sit on their blisters. I laugh because I must not cry, that is all, that is all. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. I will prepare and someday my chance will come. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. My father taught me to work, but not to love it. I never did like to work, and I don't deny it. I'd rather read, tell stories, crack jokes, talk, laugh, anything but work. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. All I have learned, I learned from books. Let no feeling of discouragement prey upon you, and in the end you are sure to succeed. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves, and, under a just God cannot retain it. You cannot build character and courage by taking away people's initiative and independence. Stand with anyone that is right, stand with him while he is right and part with him when he goes wrong. Don't criticize them, they are just what we would be under similar circumstances. If this country is ever demoralized, it will come from trying to live without work. Die when I may, I want it said of me by those who knew me best, that I always plucked a thistle and planted a flower where I thought a flower would grow. Get books, sit yourself down anywhere, and go to reading them yourself. Hypocrite, the man who murdered his parents, and then pleaded for mercy on the grounds that he was an orphan. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. This expresses my idea of democracy. You can have anything you want if you want it badly enough. You can be anything you want to be, do anything you set out to accomplish if you hold to that desire with singleness of purpose. The greatest fine art of the future will be the making of a comfortable living from a small piece of land. If there is anything that links the human to the divine, it is the courage to stand by a principle when everybody else rejects it. We should be too big to take offense and too noble to give it. I have come to the conclusion never again to think of marrying, and for this reason, I can never be satisfied with anyone who would be blockhead enough to have me. The Bible is not my book nor Christianity my profession. I could never give assent to the long, complicated statements of Christian dogma. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. No matter how much the cats fight, there always seem to be plenty of kittens. When I get ready to talk to people, I spend 2/3 of the time thinking what they want to hear and 1/3 thinking about what I want to say. Be with a leader when he is right, stay with him when he is still right, but leave him when he is wrong. I don't know who my grandfather was, I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be. To ease another's heartache is to forget one's own. The probability that we may fail in the struggle ought not to deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just. I am not concerned that you have fallen, I am concerned that you arise. The better part of one's life consists of his friendships. It is difficult to make a man miserable while he feels worthy of himself and claims kindred to the great God who made him.